The boy the Crypto Goon, and shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up once again. So I got a smoker for you. This is one that I've been talking about over and over, and the setup is starting to align, but let's talk and let's hop into these charts. Now what we're looking at here is XDC. Now if you don't understand XDC, I suggest you definitely go and check it out. It is another cryptocurrency that talks about, or that is utilized, just to keep it simple, for cross-border payments. Now, I know that there are a lot of those, but in addition to the technology, which is the fundamental side, I always look at the technical side and the patterns that it is setting up. Now, I talked about this bearish triangle pattern, okay? We saw it break out of this pattern like I talked about in about 2 of my previous videos. We're starting to head toward the 50% retracement. 90% of the time, cryptocurrencies respond to the 50% retracement area and turn around. What I am looking for is it to do something similar to this candle right here, where you see how the candle dropped and then it came back up. That's what I'm looking for it to do in this area. And then I will buy more XDC, load up on it. And I'm looking forward to just come to the highs. You know, this isn't a technology that I'm looking to hold long term. Some people may agree or disagree. That's totally fine. We're human. That's what we're supposed to do. But long term, it's not something that I'm looking to hold on to. You know, I'm more invested in the XRP and the XLM. Now, let me also say this. None of this is financial advice. It doesn't matter if you buy or sell cryptocurrency, stocks, options, futures, whatever. You can lose money and make money in all of it. So I just want to throw that out there because YouTube is starting to really tighten up on these plays that a lot of us on YouTube give out. Even when I talk about it on my larger channel that has 85,000 or so subscribers, all things real. But I just want to just throw that in there real quick. Now, if you look at CoinMarketCap, 86% of people out of the 47,000 votes are bullish on XDC. Great. Now, one other thing that I want to, I always talk about Google Trends or Google Trends on YouTube, the YouTube trends. Okay. So as you can see, we're actually dipping below the 25 level. We're currently at a 24. This is a good thing. That means everybody, all of the dumb money is completely out of XDC and not paying attention. So this is definitely, or we're loading up for a great time to actually get in and take advantage of some nice gains. So as you can see right here, when we were at the last top in January, we hit a 96. We didn't quite hit 100, but if we actually compare this to the chart and we come to January, boom, right there, right? You see how it came up and then it dropped, okay? So that's just one other thing that you should definitely pay attention to on XDC. So I'm actually looking for a nice move up on this. You know, this is going to be a long projection. So, you know, I'm looking to get in the middle, and I'm looking to come up here for a 200 or so % gain. And obviously with the risk is slightly different because we're actually buying the token. So, you know, if it goes in the other direction, we obviously lose money on it temporarily. But I'm looking forward to fill this wick right here. If you actually pay attention to the charts, a lot of times when you see large wicks like this, they get filled, meaning the market comes back to that area. It may turn around or it may exceed, create a new high, and then it will fall back down. Now, outside of XDC, there's another thing that I want to throw at you all. When it comes to cryptocurrency, 90% of people have the only understanding that they have of cryptocurrency is buying it and then holding on to it long term, which is fine, just like a stock, and then selling it at a certain point or holding on to it forever. Totally fine. But what a lot of you all have to understand when it comes to stocks and when it comes to cryptocurrencies, the majority of them go down. Okay, that's just, you know, we have bull markets, we have bear markets, but even in bull markets, the majority of them go down. Okay, and you can take advantage of that. You can do something called shorting the market, meaning you can make money when they come down. Okay, now this is done on the spot market. You know, you can do it in the futures market, right? Now one particular platform that does this is Kraken. Okay, Kraken allows you to short these things, right? So let's just say you're a big XRP or XLM fan and you hold the actual tokens. But in the bear market, obviously the value of those go down. Well, you can hedge that position by opening up a short position on Kraken and making money on the way down. And then, of course, you know, you exit that position and you're already a holder. So once it goes back up, obviously you will gain money back in your wallet or wherever you hold these these tokens. So I just want to just throw this at you all. I'm going to start actually talking about a lot of these short positions that I take all the time in the cryptocurrency market. And I'll give you an example. I talked about this in another video. Is this particular cryptocurrency, White Rock, right? I said, hey, White Rock, you know, is doing a lot, way too much. It's going to come back down, right? Now, one thing that I don't try and guess is the top of these things, because you can get burned that way. You can get burned. Just like how trying to catch the bottom of these, you can get burned, right? But there are certain patterns that these things make when they're about to go down, right? You can use the Fibonacci to, you know, the opposite way that I do when I say, hey, this is a good buying area. You can also use it on the way down, and you can catch these cryptocurrencies on the way down. You know, when the bull market comes and you have a lot of everybody's favorite cryptos going up, there are going to be a few that will be going down because they've been performing. You know, they don't go up forever, but they've been performing during what we call right now the bear market or the Bitcoin season. And if we actually go to, this is the altcoin season index. So you can see a lot of these have been performing. And you see a lot of them have been losing, and a lot of you are holding some of these coins, right, that have been losing the previous 90 days or so. Well, you could have been opening up short positions on the spot market to hedge your positions, or just to make money, period, off of coins that aren't performing as well. You know, as you can see here, XDC is down 23%. So you could have gained on that 23 and then exited that position. And then you can even buy on the spot market, or you can just buy the coin itself, hold it, and then exit at whatever position that you know, or price you want to exit out of, right? So just the idea of making money only when buying these things, you know, is only you know, half of the picture. There are other ways. You can stake them, meaning you can get paid interest on what you own, and you can also, again, short the market and make money that way. So with a lot of these that are going down, you know, I'm going to start throwing these plays out. There was another one that I talked about, Zebek Network, right? People got way too excited. When people get way too excited, especially when you see them turn almost into a cult around cryptocurrencies, all right, that's when you need to start looking at other ways to monetize this, okay? So as you can see, you know, we're starting to make our way down on Zebek Network. It hasn't come down that far for me to want to buy it, but there are short positions of you know, short opportunities here, and I know people are calling me FUD, FUD. I'm not even sure what that means yet, but you know, because I was saying that, you know, it's going to come down, but that always happens with excitement. I never get excited over any cryptocurrency ever, because, you know, once you get emotionally attached to any of these cryptocurrencies, that's when you're making emotional decisions. That's when you will most likely lose your money. That's how these markets work. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's stocks, Forex, crypto, whatever market you're in. As soon as you become emotional, that is when you start to lose money. And these charts are pictures of emotion. That's all it is. It's identifying emotion. You know, if you look at this large candle right here, this is emotional buying. Now, there are people out there that made a lot of money off Zebek Network. Shout out to them. They killed it. I saw people, you know, posting videos last year about this, right? And they were buying in this area right here. Well, they cashed out, right? And that's the reason why myself, you know, every day at the same time, early in the morning, 5 a.m., even though the crypto market is open 24 hours, I get up and I start looking at new cryptocurrencies, you know, older cryptocurrencies that haven't really performed as well. And I look for patterns. OK, that's just the way I do it. Now, there are some that, you know, don't make patterns, but you can go on to like Reddit. You know, there are other cryptocurrency communities. We call them the trenches, and you can find other cryptocurrencies that, you know, some people may post insider information. Some people may know some things that are about to be released as far as news that will make these things jump, right? Some of these lower liquidity cryptocurrencies, and, you know, you can gamble money and get in and, you know, and see gains like this, right? But it takes a certain level of research and knowledge and understanding to know where to look for these opportunities. And for me, you know, I use CoinMarketCap, which is this website right here. And I look and see what's trending. You know, I'm looking at, you know, what's trending as far as coins, what's trending as far as on the DEX scan, and look for these opportunities and look for any patterns that I can see. Okay. Now, here's the thing, especially when it comes to shorting. And I talked about just a second ago how the majority of these things go down. The majority of cryptocurrencies are garbage. if you go back and look at 2015, 2016, 2017, the top 10 cryptocurrencies, like you even have saw Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin, right? And there were like some others that are no longer even in existence, right? We're going to see the same thing 10 years from now, right? In 2035, we're going to see cryptocurrencies that are around right now that aren't around anymore, that you can take advantage of short positions. Like, okay, I like this, because you have so much redundancy in the space, and there are some that just won't get picked up mainstream, right? So I just wanted to just give you all that idea for you all to, check out Kraken. This is not a sponsored video by Kraken. I'm just giving you an example of a platform. There's a lot of them out there. Kraken just happens to be one of the only ones in the United States, in my state or whatever, that I can use to short some of these, right, on the spot market. So essentially, definitely do your research on shorting these things, and it's all a risk, but at the same time, the majority of these go down, and they go down more than they go up. That's just the unfortunate reality of this space, in any space, when it comes to investing into these paper assets. But again, I hope this is information that will help you, especially with people that really want to, change their lives, but take it one step at a time. The turtle always wins the race. And the Crypto Goon, the #1, never the 2. I appreciate all my goons. Crypto Goon out.